Yeah.
There's literally a Dutch Bros.
Where did you get it,
on
by the
every
way?
corner.
Alright, we're live.
If I were to have gotten a haircut here, I went to Tim's Trims and Barbershop.
Okay.
Yeah.
If, hypothetically.
Right.
If that were to have happened.
No.
But like,
it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
You've always been like this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got to that. It's a great place, though. The guy was super cool.
Oh, it's
just...
You did meet him.
No.
You just
hypothetically. I read the Yelp reviews. They
Oh,
were very
okay.
good.
Or did you meet the guy? You just didn't get the haircut?
Yeah, I just met him. Just said hi. What's up? How's it
Stopped
going?
in.
Not Tim? Okay. His name was Austin.
All right.
True story.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, yeah. Are you so sad that only one person is paying attention to you?
Literally. I'm sorry. Only one person's love is not enough.
Oh, I'm so tired. Okay.
Are you beginning?
We're all rolled in. We've got...
Are we?
4 people today.
Hi, everyone. This is the crew from All Rolled Out.
Plus our familiar.
Yeah. The familiar who has decided to become a potato.
Oh.
How dare you?
I'm sorry, I called you a potato.
Oh, it's so rude.
So sad.
Okay.
Now the big bad's gonna have to come and get you.
Yep.
So I am Matthew Arnold, the Dungeon Master. Over here we have Luke the Loot.
This is a very exciting intro.
I'm very tired. I'm very tired.
Dude, same, I'm not gonna lie.
Don't. You're Luke the Loot.
I'm Luke the Loot, and I play the liar, but I'm not a liar.
I forgot to put the music on.
Oh, yes, music. Because everybody wants to hear that.
They do.
Yes, I'm Luke. Good to meet you. Next.
Mira, the Stormbringer / Chaos Binder, who seems to have a knack for getting people in sticky situations.
Sticky situations.
Oh my god.
No, that doesn't even reference anything. I don't understand.
I mean, you can make it reference a lot of things.
Oh god. Oh my.
Alright, next!
Creepy shopkeeper.
Who's next on stream?
Next is Mira.
I just went.
Oh, yeah, you did. Next then would be
I'll be playing Fifth Fluff Furfist, a tabaxi monk flying around with these radiant sunbolts, you know?
Woo!
Very cool. Very cool, very cool. Last but not least is our friendly neighborhood half-orc.
Orphan is on his own because everyone else is in jail.
How do you feel about it? How does that make you feel?
Well, I'm trying to also not, trying to not also get thrown in jail. I kind of want to see what I can do to help out.
What is Orphan's plan going forward, having gotten your night's rest?
Gonna get up and try and go see Yogurt. Yogurt.
All right. Mira, maybe you'd like to start us off with our recap. Cover the, let's see. You're back at the guild hall, I believe.
Yes.
You and... No.
It
Where
was...
did you guys go?
I'm pretty sure everybody was back at the guild hall
Yeah.
when Yogurt came in and said that the book was in fact stolen.
Right.
So then We stopped by the library briefly so that Luke could grab,
Das Book.
the book about tomfoolery that I'm not remembering the name of right now. Grabbed the book and then went to the city council and tried to convince them, after doing a very, early 2000s music video intro, to walk into the council. We tried to convince them to send an airship and part of their army with us to the Breath of Souls so we could try and head off the cultists.
Luke, what happened next?
We tried our best to convince them, and unsure if they were convinced, I tried to calm them down through a spell, but it didn't do anything. And Mira decided to what's the actual charm some of the council people into siding with us.
No,
And not just with her winning personality, but with
a magical spell. With a magical spell, she tried to literally charm people. Well, didn't try. Succeeded at charming a couple.
Yes, capital C, capital P, charm person.
Yes. Charmed person. And succeeded on a couple of them, and they have,
wasn't to try and sway them. It was just to get them to view our plea under more friendly eyes.
So, long story short is, we all decided to leave. Wait, okay, wait, folks.
Make the decision for them.
All right, folks, wait, hold on to those seats, okay? I know you're sitting on the front of your seats, but hold on to them for a hot second. It's about to get better, all right? So then we left we left the chambers, thinking, all right, with a couple of people charmed, with our persuasion checks pretty decent, and convincing these people to help us in our battle against evil and undead and destruction. We decided to we left and left them alone. We waited in the lobby like reasonable people, and then a guard showed up. And this guard decided to tell us, "Hey, you're under arrest." And we're like, "What for?" And he's like, "Well, you're under arrest because you manipulated through whatever means, manipulated the council people in order to vote." So at this point, Luke is like, okay, let's get a trial, let's talk about it, let's move on. But Mira here decides it's not okay just with persuasion checks. We got to charm another person. So she charms the soldier who's trying to arrest us to get him to go back and tell them, let's get a trial right now. So she once again used magic to charm another person.
Hey, it's worked out for me before. How do you think I got off the freaking ship?
From the end of the council to the charming of...
You aren't going to have to deal with those people on the ship ever again.
Going through the charming of the council members to the charming of the guard. What was Mira thinking? What was her frame of mind in these instances?
I was thinking that we don't have time to sit around here and deliberate. We know they've got the key to the Breath of Souls, we know that they've got the book that'll lead them there, and while we may have slowed them down by destroying their airship that was near the city, they've got a fleet of, 80 more? I know I've got the number somewhere. They've got a fleet of ships somewhere, and are likely sending more this way. So if we leave now, we can potentially head them off, versus if we sit and deliberate, and if we wait tomorrow and deliberate, and if we just keep deliberating about things, then they're gonna get there and everyone's gonna be screwed. So I was just trying to speed up the process a little bit.
So after the
Force people to decide in our favor, but just give them a little nudge.
So the guard was charmed and sent on his merry way to return to the council and plead with them on your behalf to get you a quicker hearing.
Yes.
Instead, returned a squadron of guards.
Correct.
Fluff, what happened next?
Well, let's see. Dio and I had returned to the guild hall, and so we were preparing ourselves for
I forgot about that.
bed or whatnot. I had gone up to the roof towards the front of the guild hall to, do a light bit of meditation before I was planning on heading off to bed. But then I soon saw a cadre of soldiers approaching.
And when the soldiers arrived, they spoke to you, told you what had happened. You're being arrested for your involvement in the magical...
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
being arrested because
magical tampering.
our party had done some magics on the council members, and they were asking where the last member of our group was, and I said that I'd go try to find him. I went inside and got Dio, told him that I'm going out front, but he's free to do what he wishes. He quickly followed me.
So you
We
and...
went back out front and let the guards escort us to the city jails.
And there you reunited with the rest of your party. Orphan, what were you up to during this time frame? Orphan.
Matt, your mic.
Yeah,
Your mic
cutting out.
Oh, one moment.
Yeah.
I don't think I changed.
Sorry,
the
were
settings.
you were saying something to me, weren't you?
Yeah, so during the arresting of your comrades, what were you up to?
Well, I was hiding first to not get arrested, and basically I was just checking to see if Guildhall was a safe place to go, but then there were guards there. So then I decided, okay, I'm going to go find a place to stay for the night.
And your sleep went by uneventfully. You woke up in the morning feeling refreshed and ready to enact whatever plan you've come up with. Meanwhile, the rest of the group, having reconnected with each other, were led off to a large cell where they were all put in together, and later were visited by your groups. Were visited by your groups. Luke?
Yeah, so Yogurt showed up. while waiting for yogurt, though, Mira tried to contact the receptionist with message.
Mira, what? Yeah, how did that go?
I just tried to ask her to see if she could move our hearing up, or try to convince the council to move up our hearing.
And her response was...
I
Sorry.
don't know how I'll do that. Try your other contacts.
I'm just a receptionist.
So then Yogurt, because I can't pronounce his name, but I try and I don't just say yogurt.
Sure, buddy.
He showed up and we're all chit-chatting and talking. He told us that most likely the worst thing that we're going to get from them is a banishment from the city. Though if we come back with the history of Cloudheim, the book that they lost, then possibly they would let us come back into the city. But our issue is that we can't leave the city for the next 2 days if they're not willing to help us with an airship, which I'm pretty sure we botched that attempt. So what we're stuck with is hopefully we need about 2 days before we can leave because our airship is getting repaired. The other thought that we had was if they're going to send us away right away, that we could have Brody just be the boatswain on the airship and get the repairs done as we leave and as we go. We would just be kind of slow for the first few days, and then our speed would pick up as things went along. Then we also talked about getting everybody out of jail because Mira could fall on her sword and take blame. And then we could somehow help Mira get out of jail in more illegitimate ways. But that could also cause an issue, especially if the only thing we're going to get is... Pretty much we're about to get expelled from Cloudheim, and they're going to accept us back with open arms when we bring them back their book. If we bring them back their... but Yogurt decided, we told him that we haven't made up our mind of exactly what our plan is as a group. That we needed the rest of the night to come up with that, and that he can, if he told us that he would stop by the jail on his way to the council session in the morning, before the next session.
Yeah.
So,
gonna stop by, check in with you guys, and then head off to the council meeting to discuss.
So we all pretty much had a night in jail with each other to decide. I'm pretty sure Fluff excused herself from the conversation more or less, and
insofar as Mira's talking about breaking herself out, yes.
And Dio was saying that it should be all of us or none of us. Luke was definitely flirting with the idea of everyone but Mira and letting a single person fall for it. Yeah.
All right. The evening in the prison. Do you just sleep in the cells? Do all of you rest? What does your night in the prison look like?
Fluff is going to be doing her best to get sleep all the way through.
There are enough like wall cots that kind of fold out from the wall for everybody to have a cot.
I think Luke would probably. I mean, how many hours is it? What time is it at this point?
Depending on how late you stayed up talking, it could be.
What time did we go to jail? How about that? Was it the evening?
Pretty sure it was like earlier in the morning. Because you.
I thought it was at night that we went to jail.
Yeah, it was like afternoon when we went to the council because we had already gone to the prison to talk to the captain.
Yeah,
and we were planning out the rest of our day.
Okay.
So I thought it was afternoon when we talked to the council.
So
Okay.
5 or 6 o'clock at night, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, a few hours, probably like 8 p.m. You've been talking. Yeah.
So between the time that we went to jail and the time that theoretically the council should be meeting, there's probably a solid 10-hour gap.
Yeah, there's a good chunk.
Okay, so I think that in my head, we'd probably chit chat and talk for a couple of hours and try and plan something out. And then the next 8 hours is enough for everyone to get an extended rest. Unless somebody's doing something different. But that's sort of what Luke would probably want to sleep on it. And in the couple hours or hour of extra meditation time or whatever, maybe sit around and try and plan something out.
Okay. So do you want to have have everyone rest, think about what's going on, and then in the morning you'll have a group meeting to discuss what to do next before your group comes?
Okay. That's in my opinion, unless someone else has a better idea.
I was thinking we should probably get everything sorted out tonight as much as we can.
I mean,
we don't know when he's going to be stopping by.
I'm fine with that. If we can get everything sorted out, then let's get it sorted out. And if we want to do it at night, then let's do it. And if there needs to be changes made in the morning, we do it. We talk about it before doing it. So, okay.
I will attempt to voice for Dio.
Good luck. Put your 16-year-old hat on.
16-year-old.
Remember, the first time we met him, he was hooking up with...
Yeah. He's got one.
Yeah. So, Fluff, are you pretty much going to be listening in as we plan things out, or are you completely detached from the conversation?
No, I'll be listening in.
Okay.
Chiming in if I feel necessary.
So, the last thing we were talking about was you going forward, Mira going forward, and taking blame.
I'm still not a fan of just one person falling on the sword because we're going to have to... Because what you guys are talking about is us trying to break that person out of prison, which, again, Fluff is not a fan of.
It'd be fun though, right?
Okay.
Your group seemed...
It's not about breaking someone out of prison. Just, if we all get arrested and if we're locked in a cell down here and we're not exiled from the city, then there's nothing standing between the cultists and the Breath of Souls. We at the very least need some of us to be out and about and able to stop them. And if that means leaving me behind in a prison cell, so be it.
I mean, if we take your group as any sort of indication, he seemed to think that it seemed perhaps likely that, like, the council might be amenable to just exiling all of us. So, I mean, we could just wait until morning and see, and talk to Yorgrud again. Because he's going to be coming by pretty much first thing in the morning, right? Is what we had asked him to do.
Yeah.
As far as we know.
Yeah, he'll be here first thing in the morning unless he doesn't. Like, obviously we're taking him at his word, and yes, we've done things recently that probably could turn him to not trust us as much. The other thing is I don't want to see, like, if a single individual is going to take all the blame and that single individual is the only person to blame, the punishment could be harsher for the one rather than for the many.
Well, if it comes to either all of us being locked in a prison cell or only me being stuck here, I would prefer it only be one of us.
I mean, I know you've charmed some people, but I definitely tried to help our situation as well. I could also take the blame.
Except they don't know you did anything.
They don't know exactly that you did anything either. They have no proof of who did what. They just know that something happened. Just saying.
Pretty sure they know that it was me.
Persuade them otherwise. I mean,
You can try.
at this point, honestly, I think Mira, you're needed for this more than I am.
I just destroy things.
And
You help rebuild them.
yes, but the cultist needs
Keep people
destroyed.
safe.
The cultist needs destroyed. They need your power to do all of that. All I'm going to do is try and talk my way out of getting the cultist key, and I don't think I'm going to be able to convince Zer to do much for us. Honestly, my greatest place is in the courts and in the councils. If it comes down to it, I think I can talk my way out before having to break any rules or anything like that, too.
The thing is, we're desperate here. We've barely been scraping by as is. And the thing is, if we can't get to the Breath of Souls in time, then the city is hopeless.
Yep, but I think we've shot our effort at getting a fully functioning airship today, and we're stuck with what we got. We need to get Brody on the ship, fixing it, and hey, maybe by the end of the day he's fixed up enough that he can finish up the work on the way. Who knows? Maybe we'll get somewhere, but I think I am the least useful in battle, and that's what you're about to go into. I know my worth when it comes to a sword fight, and there isn't much of it.
At the very least, I didn't change their minds. I didn't force an idea into their head. Just was hoping that maybe they would view things under a slightly more positive light. So we could still turn this around, potentially. At the very least, we should try before doing anything.
at the very least, we should probably stop using mind magic on people who are on our side.
Are you sure they're on our side?
I mean, they seem to be receptive to our ideas beforehand. Most of them, anyways. Regardless, there's not much we can do until morning. We need to see what Jorgroot or any of the council thinks of our plea deals or whatnot.
If I go in and accept the consequences of my actions and I apologize to the council, there may be a chance that they could send you all with the ship.
I don't think they're going to send us with the ship anymore. I don't think that's an option. I mean, Yogurt himself even is, I think, wary of us after last night, or after tonight. And honestly, I think our biggest bet was getting him on our side to just man the ship or even join us. And I don't see that as an option. Obviously, we can try to, I mean, if we let them speak and let them lay out the, if we let the council say their piece and say what could theoretically be our punishment or whatever, we could then plead to them of what if it was a single individual rather than a guild, because that's the other thing we have at our backs right now. We have a guild that is about to get a bad name in the city. Yes, they can talk about our individual group or whatever, but can you just imagine the Ivory Sanctum hearing about their guild members attempting to corrupt, well, not corrupt, but persuade, enchant?
Pretty sure the Ivory Sanctum has bigger matters with us than trying to persuade a city council.
True, but I'm just saying, it's not exactly great for the name of the city.
Oh my.
Doing okay over there,
Oh yes.
Are you
Mr. DM?
are you
Oh my.
reading the chat comments?
No, I've just been scheming. Carry on. So it sounds like you want to talk to your group in the morning.
Yep.
And the idea is to frame it in that it was only one person's fault for all of this, and to leave the rest of you to go on your way.
Yep.
Alright.
Or at least be open to hearing what the council has to say and then go into that.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay.
Why always on my phone? Always.
No.
You literally turned
It's
it
warm.
from night mode to day mode.
Whew.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
That's not wrong.
What?
Nothing.
What's not wrong?
Nothing.
What's not wrong?
Nothing.
What's not wrong? You can't just say that's not wrong.
Anyway.
Ivory
Alright.
Sanctum washes its hands of this? Okay,
I mean, the
How
Ivory
do I
Sanctum
fit-
could literally just spit us out and be like, okay, you guys messed up, you're done.
Alright.
we
so,
didn't mess up for trying to charm a city council. That's not why they would spit us out.
do you
How did you do this, Cat? literally, like, stepped on my phone and switched it from night mode to day mode, and I don't know how.
Oh, goodness. All right. Do you have anything else to discuss, or are we taking a long rest and going till morn?
I think I'm ready to take a long rest.
Yep.
All right. What does your evening look like? Eventually, the guards will come in and snuff all the torches, ringing a bell, yelling for lights out, head to bed, that kind of thing. Torches are put out, doors are shut, locked.
Were they not locked before?
Well, like there's like the outer doors
Yeah.
that they shut and now lock. There's like a double barrier. But
Gonna go to sleep facing the wall with one hand on the hilt of my sword and the coin in my other. Once again, making a silent plea to the Lady of Chaos that you clearly need me for something in this matter, so help us get out of this.
roll a religion check.
Oh boy. I believe that's a... Hold on. Not good. Yeah, that's a 3.
Did you roll one?
2. If I rolled a 1, I would have used an inspiration point.
You say your prayer and hold the coin in your offhand. No connection. You don't feel anything. Just the breathing of your nearby comrades. Luke, what does your night look like?
I'm gonna. I'm gonna.
Fluff, what does your night look like?
Yeah.
A bit of uneasy tossing and
Damn it,
turning
Chris.
for a little bit. Trying to keep my ears up to see if the others in the group are planning anything dastardly. But once it seems like everybody's
What?
quieted down, she will drift off to sleep.
Dio stays up in a cross-legged pose on his cot. Just kind of watches the room for a long while, until after everybody else has fallen asleep, and he finally passes out. Osalind,
There's a lightning strike in the middle of the night.
Was he even with us, or wasn't he off with Naked at this point?
No, he was with us. Because remember we were talking about framing him?
Were we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was in the lobby with us.
For certain definitions of we, yes.
Anyway, yeah, so Oslind's there. Osalind would probably fall asleep propped up against the bars, not taking a cot, just acting as a security measure for the group, so that if anybody entered in the night, he would be awoken. Luke.
Okay. I am going to. All right. I'm gonna do it. I've been thinking about this all week. I'm gonna do it.
Oh boy, I'm excited. What are you doing?
I'm gonna pull out the disc out of my bag, and I did a 17 stealth check to whisper into the disc very quietly, calling up tomfoolery.
Mira and Fluff, what are your passive perceptions?
12.
12. Fluff, what's your passive perception?
Oh, sorry, 17.
Oh my. At what point do you whisper into the coin?
I want to wait. Like, I'm gonna stay awake for a couple hours, and then I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
So my hope.
So in the night, you'll wait a couple hours, and then at this point, I'm pretty sure everyone will be asleep except Dio,
Yeah.
who still notices you're not asleep.
Right.
You can roll a performance check to attempt to feign sleep so that he...
Okay. Whatever you say. Right. 15.
15. I wish I knew what Dio's...
Passive perception is like a 14 for him, I think.
14?
I don't think... It wasn't a 17 for sure.
Alright. Dio eventually, lulled by your soft, rhythmic breathing, drifts off and collapses into his cot. Everyone's asleep. You whisper into the coin.
I'm gonna tell him, I need your help, but I can't talk to you here. Bring me to you, and I'll explain everything.
Roll a persuasion check.
A 9. I rolled a 2.
Oh, man. There's no response.
No response whatsoever.
There's no response.
Can I do it again? Like, this is something that I would do instead of sleeping.
Alright, if you're willing to forego your long rest benefits, then you may try again and roll again.
22.
Alright, so the first time you wait 2-3 hours. What is the next message after waiting 2-3 hours? You are certain he's not going to respond. What do you say now?
You want a favor? I need your help. This is something for my entire group. Whatever you want, I'll do it.
Twenty-three.
22.
22. Oh my god. about 30 minutes after your previous request, you begin to feel a tingling sensation.
So at that exact point in time, because I was preparing this in my mind, if I got any sort of response, I'm immediately putting the book, The Adventures of Old Tom, on whatever pillow or wherever my head was resting, and I'm leaving it there.
Oh, all right. All right. So, coin in one hand, you quickly place the book on your pillow and sit there, and the tingling continues to spread from your contact with the coin until your entire body is numb. You black out and awaken, standing at the counter in the heavy sack. Tomfoolery sitting on the counter, hands crossed in a steepled position as he regards you. Well, this is quite interesting, Luke.
Hi, Tom.
I have high hopes for you and your, particularly your companion. But how can one pass up owning, what does that put us at, 3 favors now, Luke?
Just 2. Unless you want to make it 3, if that's what's gonna get you there.
No, my memory gets cloudy. It may have been something from the future.
Oh my.
Anyway, it sounds like you are here to beg me for something.
So I want to, long story short, real quick, tell him everything that has happened.
Okay. He just watches you and lets you speak.
Right. So, yada, yada, yada. Here's everything that has happened. So, our recap was actually me giving Tom Foolery the lowdown of what's going on. And then...
watches you with a straight face. Nothing... doesn't seem to show any shock or... nothing phases him.
Right.
Just kind of regards you calmly.
Okay. Then I'm going to look at him and I'm like, well, see... Alright, now that you know all that, we still need to do something against the cultists. Like, they're obviously a problem. They're going to be a problem for a lot of people. Like, this is not going to be a good thing. My team, my guild needs to go and needs to do their thing. And I know for a fact they need every single one of them.
Let me stop you there, Luke. The cultists have what they want. The cultists are done here.
Right.
What do we have to worry about?
It's not anything you have to worry about anything. It's what we're supposed to do and what we have to worry about.
So how are you going to get the council to go along with that? And how can I help you achieve that?
I need you to help me convince the council that it's all my fault so the rest of my people can go their merry way.
Done.
Everybody just wants to fall on their fucking sword.
He reaches under the counter and pulls out a small charm on a ribbon. The ribbon is a deep green, and the charm is in the shape of a four-leaf clover. The metal is made out of, seems to be gold, and there's a green paint on each of the leaves. It glistens and shines, clearly magical. He hands it to you and says, "Wear this tomorrow. And we will make sure you get exactly what you were looking for.
I will take it. I'm going to put it on, but I'm going to hide it.
Alright, tuck it in.
I'm going to tuck it in my shirt so nobody's going to see it.
Excellent. Well, I suppose that's a contract done then.
Nice
You ready?
Nice doing business with you, Tom.
Good luck. Chuckles at the idea of luck and then snaps his fingers. You reappear in your bed, clutching the coin in your hands like you had never moved.
And then at that point, I'm going to put my coin away.
The book is still there.
I'm going to rest my head next to the book and try and take a nap before the morning.
Alright. You get a short rest in. You all awaken very early in the morning, just after sunup. The outer doors are unlocked. Guards come in, check in on all the prisoners, make sure nobody's moved or left in the night, and they begin their normal patrol and guard duties. You each awaken in your own time, and are left to have any last discussions you would like to have before your route arrives. I need to use the restroom.
So the plan is to go in and hear the council out,
Yep.
what their accusations are.
What their theoretical punishment could be. And then react accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry I got us into this mess.
I think we'll be alright.
It's okay.
Okay. That's legit.
Wait, what's legit?
Nothing.
So, after we're done discussing the plan and before Yogurt shows up, I'm just gonna sit on the edge of my cot. Once again, flipping over the coin in my hands and say one more silent prayer of, please get us out of this. All the meanwhile, contemplating how every time I think that magic seems to be a benefit, it seems to get me into trouble.
Roll a religion check.
Math 20.
That's a big difference.
It's a natural 19. Like, that's a pretty good roll. I feel like I'm sitting
Alright,
on
math
gold.
20.
I don't like this.
Come here. There you go.
Alright.
Yeah, sit on the book. As you do.
In your mind, you hear the voice of what you assume to be the Lady of Chaos. And she says, remember that for every thing of great damn it. For every horrible thing that happens, something great must happen to even out the scales. Have faith. That is all. After a bit, I'd say maybe an hour after dawn. After the guards have come through, they began their patrols. Your Groot arrives. Kind of wanders in, goes up to the bars and looks at you all. You can see dark circles under his eyes. Clearly didn't sleep a whole lot the last night. Looks at everybody in your cell. Well,
We want to hear what the council has to say first, and then we'll say our piece.
you are to be summoned today.
We assumed.
You've got probably a couple hours, and you will be brought before the council in chains, and they will hear anything you have to say before they pronounce their judgment.
What do you think they, do you think, has anything changed or progressed since last night?
It's not looking good.
What do you think might happen?
It's up in the air right now. There's equal parts locking you away forever, all of you, and banning all Ivory Sanctum from Cloudheim. There's some who, as I predicted, probably just want you exiled. I am trying as I can to get people to exile you with a chance of redeeming yourself by retrieving history of Cloudheim.
Do you know, can you give us specifically who wants us locked away forever? So I know who I need to really convince otherwise?
Storm Spruce.
Of course.
There's been a recent change in leadership of the Dandron Livery Conglomerate. And their representative is not a very, he's not on your side, I can say that. He's siding with the Storm Spruce. Whatever their friendship is, their bond. They're allied against you. There's a few from the three from the Forestry Guild are calling for your exile. And I've been able to talk to the kind folks from the mining guilds to side with me against the rest of them. However, one of their members, the Black Deep Mining Group, they're remaining neutral. We won't know how they vote until later today. So if anybody's vote changed in the night, that only leaves us with 3 votes.
Out of.
Everybody right now, if everything remains the way it is, we have 1 neutral, 2 for your permanent imprisonment, 2 for exilement. No, 3 for exilement.
And 3 for getting us
And 3 for getting you
an opportunity.
exilement with a chance for redemption. The 1 neutral party will have to vote.
So if they vote for either our permanent exile or our permanent locking us away, that's done and done.
I have, as you can see, I'm rather tired. I've been looking for some kind of loophole or other option. I received word on my way over. We may have found something.
What?
I'm going to go to the council meeting. I'm supposed to be sent word with whatever it is they found. Hopefully, I can get you all out of this.
Then we'll wait to hear from you or be brought to you in chains.
I just make sure you have a plan in case mine falls through.
Thank you for all of your help, Lord. And I'm sorry for all the trouble that we've caused you.
You've done a lot of good. You've changed the city for the better. I'm sorry. The bloody city's failed you. I'll do what I can.
We appreciate it.
Hopefully we can prove our value to you.
You can see his eyes go a little glossy as he kind of like salutes the Ivory Sanctum members, turns and leaves.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah.
21.
Because of the lack of sleep, your dude is just not able to control his emotions as usual, and you can really see how much pain this whole trial and the things you did are like weighing on him, and he really does care.
Right.
He leaves.
I'm gonna go back to wherever my bunk was. I'm gonna grab the book and walk over to Fluff. Fluff, I think you should probably hold on to this. If anything were to happen, you're the one who's going to be able to fly away anyways.
I suppose that's true.
I think it's safest to have it in your hands or whatever bottomless bag you have.
Fair enough. I'll tuck it away in my bag.
And then I'm going to go back to my bunk and just sort of sit down and come peace with whatever may or may not happen.
I'm a little bit suspicious of this interaction, but I'm not going to insight check it.
Just seeing Luke hands Fluff a book.
It's a little bit
Short
odd.
exchange.
You're so insistent on having that book.
I mean, I was so insistent on not having the council have that book.
Perception check.
I mean, sure.
Perception check.
You know, if you wanted to
12.
give me all of your gold just for safekeeping, since I might be the only one getting out of here as
What
well.
is your
I
passive
could do
sleight of
that.
hand?
I'm totally not gonna just fly away.
14.
So you
You
guys
see him hand her a book, but that is all.
Just seems a little bit odd.
Yep, a little strange. But who isn't strange these days?
Like, if the plan is for us to all stay together, then why would it matter who has it?
So he's loaning her a book, knowing she'll be able to return it later. Because they'll all be together.
Bring this back to the library.
we don't have to return it to the library. We bought the book.
Yeah, we did.
Matt was Matt was
that's-
being sarcastic.
No, Luke is lending Fluff a book. Knowing Fluff isn't, neither of them are going anywhere, obviously, so obviously Fluff will be able to return it as soon as she's done with it.
Okay, Matt.
Come on, keep up.
All right, but I'm just gonna sit back and relax and play my liar.
Alright. A couple of hours go by.
Shit, as a character trait at this point, so...
You what?
I am paranoid as shit, just as a character trait at this point.
After a few hours, you hear coming closer and closer a squadron of guards marching. A full dozen soldiers enter the hallway where your prison cell is. The doors are opened. You see your group standing in full armor at the head of the unit. He, every time, before the guard does anything, they always look to your group. He nods, and then they unlock your cell door. He nods, they unlatch it, open the door. He nods. One soldier for each of you comes up to you with metal bindings. Unless you resist, they latch bindings on your wrists, on your ankles, and then all of your bindings are linked by a single chain.
I cast heat metal. No, I'm just kidding. And we all die!
Oh, God.
Woo!
Wouldn't necessarily die, just all of our limbs would eventually be soldered off.
Just
It's fine.
they all
Go to
pummel
shop.
you into submission,
Cast it.
drag you along.
Take 3d8 damage every single step.
All right. So you are all bound, Alistair and Dio included. You are then led, completely surrounded by this unit of soldiers, led by your route, back to the council chambers. The doors swing wide. You are instructed to stop and wait while your group enters alone. He walks down the steps and takes his seat inside the council chambers. The guards on either side of you then look at the two of you who are in front, however you would have arranged yourselves.
Like, I'd probably be second in line.
I'd probably take point.
Alright, so we have Luke, maybe Oslin as well. And then behind you is Mira and Dio. And then Fluff, would you be in the back? Where does Fluff want to be? Or would you be up front with Luke?
Sure, she's somewhere near the back. She's not necessarily marching at the front of our group.
Okay. So Fluff will be behind Mira and Dio.
Oh, if we're in sets of 2, I would be next to Luke, up at the front.
Okay. So you and Luke are up front. I'll leave Dio and Oswald in the middle with Fluff at the back. There are guards on either side of you, and 2 in front. You are led inside the council chambers, and then you stand once again at the center. Spotlights on you, middle of the stage. From your left, you hear the elf from the whatever song Forest Guild.
The Tree Singers?
Tree Singers, yeah. Orphan!
Yeah.
Alright, so,
Did you forget about
meanwhile, a little bit, yes. Alright, meanwhile, in the morning, Orphan, you awaken. What is your plan for the day?
I wanted to go to City Hall and go see if whoever shows up.
Alright, I assume, like you're attempting to wake up, crack of dawn, get there as quickly as possible.
Yes.
Alright. So you get to City Hall. You see people arriving at early in the morning, like just getting there, kind of opening up shop. Secretary comes in. You see various guards, city representatives, etc. begin to file in, getting ready for the day. And eventually, your group walks in full armor, kind of helmet in his held in his right arm. He kind of looks up at you. I actually need you to roll a stealth check, because I'm assuming you're trying not to be seen.
Well, I mean, I want him to notice.
You what?
Like, I don't mind if he notices.
Well, yeah,
Like,
but
I'm trying to talk to him.
But to everybody else, in particular, we'll say guards that may be looking for you, are you attempting to hide, or are you just not making like you don't care?
I guess I'll try not to stand out. How about that?
Alright, roll a stealth check.
12.
12.
Good old 0 dexterity.
Alright, so you stand out front for about an hour. What is your passive perception?
10.
Okay. Alright. After about an hour of standing in front of the city council, city center, you notice a squadron of soldiers, about 6 of them, entering from your right. There are 2 other exits to this little plaza that you're in. But you notice a squadron of soldiers. They're heading directly in your, directly towards you. And you can see they are all focused on you.
Wait, did I miss your group?
He has not arrived yet.
Oh, okay.
guess I'll just sit. If they're notice me, there's no reason to. That's the way for that.
What do you do, orphan?
I said I'm gonna sit there.
Alright. Eventually, the small unit of 6 soldiers walk up to where you stand, and the one on your front right takes an extra step forward. Excuse me, are you the one who's been affiliated with the arrested Ivory Sanctum members?
Yes, why? What has happened?
You are believed to be an accomplice in their recent transgressions and are to come with us to the prison yard.
May I ask what has happened?
You, like them, are under arrest and under investigation for attempted magical tampering with council members' minds.
But I was nowhere near the council.
Well, you are allied with these folks and have been targeted because of their transgressions as a possible accomplice. You will please come with us and will be treated fairly.
May I speak with your group?
Your Groot is very busy. I'm sure he will come by when he has time. I will make sure word is sent. Now, come along. We will have to bind your hands.
That won't be necessary.
But it is. And she comes forward with manacles and attempts to clasp them around your hands.
I want to kind of step back. Be like, hold on. If you're going to strap me in irons, you'll have to throw some good evidence at me.
Evidence? We have direct testimony from council members.
Of me
Now, please come
specifically?
with me. She steps forward and attempts to put manacles on you once again.
And step back again. Of me specifically. Because I can assure you I was nowhere near there.
Alright, you're gonna need to roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion is what? Persuasion. 19.
Nice. The guard kind of looks at you, looks you up and down. Well, maybe you're not the one I'm looking for.
I trust me, if this was warranted, I would go along with the handbook, but I feel like I am being accused of something that I have not taken part of.
I will have to keep looking, I guess. You, good luck with your route. She kind of
Thank you.
nods and summons the guard squad to fall in line, and they march off. What do you do?
Oh, I need some ability score increases, man. Rocking out here with 3+ zeros.
What do you do now?
Hmm?
What do you do now?
Sorry, you're cutting out again a little bit.
What do you do now?
Well, is the lobby area open? In the city hall?
Yes.
Okay. I would like to just take a seat, keep an eye on the entrance, wait for your group. Yeah.
All right. About an hour later, you see your group come in through the front door. He's in full plate, full attire for his position, helmet under his left arm, and he enters, looking to his left and right, sees you sitting in the lounge, and approaches.
I'm gonna stand up and walk over toward him.
What are you doing here?
Yogurt, I've been looking for you. I've been meaning to ask what the hell's going on.
His free hands reaches over and grasps your forearm. Do you not realize the fucking trouble your lot are in?
No, I just saw people getting led away and tried to stay out of sight. What just happened?
Your friends are under arrest for attempting to charm certain council members into swaying them into their frame of mind to get what they wanted.
Somehow this doesn't surprise me, but is there anything I can do to help their cause?
Best thing would probably to go turn yourself in so that you can go with them to the hearing in a couple hours and hopefully convince the council members to go easy on you lot.
I mean, I suppose, but I don't know that my presence there would necessarily help, considering that I wasn't in the room to begin with.
It would look better than you still being at large and hiding. You came
I
forward,
don't
turned
know why-
yourself in good faith.
I suppose.
It's
Well,
up
I
to
don't know
you.
why
I'm
they're
just
looking for
saying.
me to begin with.
You're labeled as an accomplice. You've been seen with them multiple occasions now.
People in this city are so quick to judge. My word.
Anyway, I'm not going to turn you in, but I've got to get to a council meeting.
Very well. I will, head down.
You what? What did you say?
I said, maybe I'll head on down to the jail. See if I can at least have a talk with them.
Whatever you decide, good luck to you.
You as well, my friend.
Thank you. He walks off down the hall back to the council chambers. What do you do next?
Well, I'm gonna leave, first of all.
Oh,
Then
you
I want to go back to my room at the inn
Okie dokie.
and contemplate.
Roll a stealth check.
14.
Alright. You make it back to your the inn you stayed at the previous night. It is about 8 a.m., so the room is still technically yours. You return, your key still works, that kind of thing. And you enter your room. You have a couple hours left before you're done for the day. You'll have to pay for another day.
Right. I will,
What are you gonna do, orphan? No pressure.
I know, no pressure, right?
I don't know, man. I don't know what I want to do. Wasn't expecting yogurt to give me absolutely nothing.
What? He gave you some great advice.
Yeah, turn myself in. That's not the advice I want.
He's the lawful good, alright? What do you expect
he
him to
is.
say?
Lawful good to a fault. I'll go down to the bar.
To the bar?
Yeah.
Alright. You, take a stool at the bar. Not doing a whole lot of business yet. Mostly just people in for early lunch, maybe a late breakfast.
Gonna chat up the bartender for a little bit.
Alright.
And say, hey, what would you do if you were wrongly accused of something?
Yeah. Bartender kind of like looks over at you. They were kind of just polishing a mug, you know, scraping out the gunk built up inside. Looks up over at you, kind of taken aback by the question. Wrongly accused of something? I suppose it depends on what I was accused of.
It seems like a good amount of these city official people are so quick to judge.
Oh, yeah, well. They've got to be tough, you know? Been neutral for such a long time, takes a toll on you. But, you know, we've been able to stay neutral and fend for ourselves for a long time now. Even the Emperor had a hard time controlling Cloudheim. May he rot in hell, mind you.
Alright, I have an idea.
One more for the road.
Yeah. No thank you. No thank you. I'm, doing alright.
Well, good luck to you.
You as well, sir. I want to go to the gym.
Alright, you head to the prison. The guards eye you as you approach. Weapons not drawn, but hands on them. They kind of open the door as you approach.
They know that I'm kind of that I guess I'm wanted, huh?
Yeah.
I'll walk in.
Alright.
Well, actually, no, I don't want to walk in.
Yeah, alright.
I want to stand there for a moment.
All
Say to the two guards outside, come in peace. I will voluntarily surrender myself, but I do have a few conditions.
They nod.
I request that I not be bound. I would merely like to wait until the rest of the group is taken, and I will follow with them. You have my word that I will not cause any harm.
Hands on their weapons, they look at you and say, "You can wait, but it's going to be from the inside of a prison cell."
Unbound.
Sure. Follow us.
Alright.
Alright, one leads from in front, the other one falls behind. Both of them, hands still on their weapons, but nothing drawn. They lead you down a few hallways, through a door, and you see on your left the prison cell, where your friends are located. All of you see escorted by 2 guards, your recent friend or acquaintance, as you would judge him, Orphan. The cell door is opened. The 2 guards gesture to Orphan to step inside.
Thank you, gentlemen.
They nod. The door is shut and locked. The 2 guards leave.
I look at him with this bewildered gaze and then go back to my quiet contemplating.
Anybody else?
Watch him go by and then keep sitting there.
Alright. The time goes by, and as I described it before, a squad of 12 soldiers, Cloudheim soldiers, with your group at their head, enter into the prison. The cell is opened under your group's supervision, and they come in with manacles, bindings for your wrists and your ankles, bindings for all of you.
Whoa.
Are they just like regular manacles?
Like metal.
Yeah, but they're not like the cultist ones that were the magic obscuring ones.
Not that you can sense.
Okay.
Wasn't the deal.
You have to put on the manacles in order to come with us. And you have to come with us.
Get wrecked.
The deal was that I would come willingly, but I'm not being bound.
Sure, but not how you are transported to your hearing. Tell you what. And they walk over, wheeling a cage on a small little platform that they can wheel around. They open it and say, "You're welcome to get inside this."
Wait.
No bindings.
You Cloudheim shits are the worst. I'll offer up my hands.
Alright, they close the small wheeled cage.
I wanted to. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay. Alright. Want to walk?
Can you sit
They-
on top of the cage with someone else in it?
They wheel the cage away and bind everyone's hands, wrists, and ankles. They're then bound to a single chain, which is attached to 2 guards in front of you and 2 guards behind you. So they're like this. They're metal breastplates. Then you have the surrounding guards, your group at the front, leading you all in a procession to the city council, city center thing. What is that called?
Well,
Capitol? Capitol?
no.
Capitol building. You proceed inside, are
While
led
we're
back.
walking over, since I'm up at the front with Luke, I want to kind of lean over and whisper, before we go in, at least let me say something to the council to try and convince them to help us. No tricks, no magic. Just try to let me convince them to see reason.
You can try. But if it doesn't work,
and we'll figure things out. Things are worse than they realize. And I just need them to see that.
Alright. You are led back through the hallways and to the city council chambers. You are stopped. Your group enters alone. Takes his seat at the council table. You are then led in, guards on either side of you escorting you, and you stand before the council. The representative from the Tree Singer Incorporated Guild stands. You may now give your plea. And sits.
Kind of look over for permission and step forward a little bit.
And you are?
My name is Mira. I know we have a rocky history with you all. And while charming you was deceptive, we have spoken no untruths before you. We are here to try and help your city and your people. I realized while we were sitting in that cell, I've been so focused on the events that have happened in the city, forgotten about all of my history with the cultists thus far. It stretches further back than anyone here. I used to dream about going on adventures as a young girl, and now I've finally gotten my chance. But this adventure has been nothing short of a nightmare. It just keeps growing darker. And I guarantee the faster that you and your city try to run, or the deeper you try to hide, it will still catch up with you if you do nothing to stop it now. Looking around, there's only one other person who first walked through these gates with me is still here. We've lost a lot by coming to your city. I'm sure we'll lose more further down the road, but we're still trying to help you. We've been following these cultists for months now. In fact, we followed a caravan from the city of Rill. Have you heard of it?
We have heard rumors from traders. We have sent scouts to investigate. We have seen the decimation to the city.
It's because it was attacked by the cultists. We were sent by the Ivory Sanctum to follow the cultists and monitor their activity there. We observed a ritual in which some of the gnolls, that are their soldiers, killed members of their own and seemed to absorb their life force. After reporting back to the Sanctum, we realized we needed to head back to Rill because their city was in danger. We weren't quite fast enough to get there and stop the destruction. As you said, their city was decimated.
At this, the Stone Spruce representative stands and points a finger accusingly at you. You say you attempted to defend them, but how do we know you weren't secretly working with the cultists?
I have nothing to convince you but my word, and I don't know if you'll listen to that at this point. Have you heard what they call me?
Roll a persuasion check real quick.
Okay. I still have more to say, by the
Yes,
way.
for sure. This is just for what you said,
17.
so- Okay. Carry on.
Have you heard what they call me?
They kind of all look at each other, and you can see the faint hint of a smile on a few of their faces. There's been a rumor of a new cult springing from the city of Rill.
In complete and utter confusion for the moment. What new cult? Not connecting the pieces just yet.
They call themselves followers of the Stormbringer and claim that Mira, the Stormbringer, is responsible for their freedom, and that you have powers equal to a god.
I wouldn't say I have powers equal to a god,
Wait, what?
but I certainly have. There's a reason I'm the Stormbringer. We're getting there. I wouldn't say I have the powers of a god, but I do hold great power. And yes, I did help save their city. See, in the attack against Rill, hundreds of their people were captured and thrown into cages into a caravan that started heading southwest in the direction of the Breath of Souls.
At the mention of the Breath of Souls, they all kind of look at each other. There's maybe a small hint of some muttering as a couple of the council members talk to each other. But it once again goes silent and they awake.
What's it been now? 2 days since the city of Cloudheim was attacked? Well, you survived fairly well. They weren't after your people yet. They were after a book, and they found it. While your city was being attacked, we were off fighting on the cultist's ship in the docks below your city in an attempt to stop Zaire himself.
Yes, thank you. We have, and we'll say the Tree Singer Incorporated representative points towards your group and says, "We had a full report from your group as to what happened on that evening, and we would like to thank you for your efforts, but as some of our members feel, there is enough doubt on the evidence at hand that you may be in league with the cultists." And
Wait,
There's nothing
who's in
further
league with
from the
what?
truth.
Cultists? What?
you are in league with the cultists. And if that is the case, some of us feel, and this is the Tree Singer Incorporated representative, looks over at Stone Spruce and looks over at the DLC representative. And some of us feel like simply exiling you would not be enough, as you would likely go and join your cultist allies and see us undone.
What proof is there that we're allied with the cult of the Mad Seer?
Well, ever since you've arrived, and everywhere you go seems to be littered with cultist attacks. And there is enough votes on the council that may see you all locked up for good.
They're cultist attacks because they know we are their biggest threat. They know that we, this group right in front of you, are the one thing that is standing between them and the breath of souls and whatever it is they seek there. If you were to lock us away, your city would be in ruin. See, if I may finish my story here. While we were fighting on their ship, Zestric Planeseer himself was trapped within a magical barrier, and some sort of black ooze seemed to draw his power and transfer it to Zer.
There are renewed mutterings around the chamber.
Now, I personally have seen 2 instances of the cult of the Madseer drawing on the power and the life force of beings and transferring it to their own soldiers and their own members. Now remember that they kidnapped almost an entire city and was heading them toward the Breath of Souls. They would likely almost be there if we hadn't stopped them and rescued the people of Riddle. Now what purpose could they possibly have for bringing an entire city to a place of power where the barriers between realms are weakened? It's my sneaking suspicion that grows stronger every day that they want to absorb the life force of the people, the innocent people of this continent, to add into the power of their cult, of their members, whether it be to empower their soldiers, Zer, or the Lich himself. And you know, if they get to the Breath of Souls, the closest city to them is Cloudheim. And they've already infiltrated the city. Dio here and I were captured from within your city and brought to the cultist's ship. And staring directly at Stone Spruce, your own family member was swayed by the cultists.
He spits.
They've already attacked you once and gotten through. They likely still have members planted throughout your city.
Question: is this the stone spruce that I brought back to life?
Yeah.
When we came here, we were looking for information on how to stop the cultists, and your deal was for us to go into your sewers and try and figure out what the issue was to help you. When no other group, no other person you sent down there came back alive.
You were well compensated for your duties,
But we still helped you.
and we thanked you for it.
And that's where we discovered a large base of the cultists and a point of entry within your city.
Yes, and then apparently you let Zestric Planeseer be captured by the cultists, where his power will likely be drained by the forces of evil, and we will all be overrun anyway.
If we can stop them at the Breath of Souls, then returning Zestric is our next goal. We are a powerful group of individuals. As you know, we went into your sewers. Several of us were swallowed by acidic goo. We had to fight sentient plant beings. We fought off cultists. We fought off casters. In my time fighting them, I've been deceived and betrayed by members of our own group. I've learned to be very wary of people. Been set on fire. We've been attacked by vicious beings that were pieced together by Zer himself, evidently. I've been brought to the edge of death more times than I can count, and I am still here trying to fight against the cultists. Not for myself, not for the group here, but for you and your people and the people across this continent. Because it's the right thing to do. It's the good thing.
Roll persuasion check.
I still have more. 19.
Alright. Carry on.
We all have been through a lot, but we are still standing here. We have no reason to be here other than we are trying to help you. And while charming you may not have been the right move, it was an act of desperation because we are desperate. Even our power may not stand a chance at the Breath of Souls, which is why we need your help. We know that you can't leave your city unprotected, because if we fail, your city is the first one they will come for. But if you could send a small brigade of soldiers and an airship to help us end this nightmare before it completely envelops your city, we will do our damnedest to fight for you. And even if you can't get on board with that, for the love of all the gods there are in existence, exile us so that we can be on our way and we can continue to fight for you and your city. Because that is what we are doing, and that is what we will continue to do until our dying breaths. We want to help you, but we need your help to do it.
Alright, roll a persuasion check.
For the hell of it, I'm going to use a point of inspiration. And that is a 23. Can I do a bend luck also?
Sure. Oh my.
So 25.
25, alright. Okay. The council members have all stopped talking by the time you finish your speech. And a quiet silence resonates through the council chambers for a few moments. The representative from the tree singer slowly gets to his feet, looking at you, looking at the group. He looks possibly shaken, doubtful, perhaps. Insight.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just assume I'm insight checking everything.
Okay.
15.
19.
So both of you notice he is looking doubtful. He's looking on the verge, perhaps, of changing his mind to another decision.
No one says anything else.
Is there anything more? Any other testimonies?
I'm gonna take a step forward.
And you are?
You don't know who I am. I stood before you not too long ago.
We need your name for the record. Don't.
Luke of House Airstrider.
There's a little mutter at the name Airstrider. Kind of quiets down a little bit.
I've spoken with you folks here a few times. What my friend Mira here is asking of you, I don't think is uncalled for. Yes, perhaps use of magic is a frowned upon thing, especially when it comes to decision making. And I agree that that was, our fault.
They nod.
No one here can deny that that was wrong. I look straight over at Stone Spruce. But sometimes magic can be a good thing. Or perhaps you could still be lying here on the floor dead.
Kind of looks at you like, okay.
Perhaps magic can be a good thing. And your airships could be in a sea, in an ocean somewhere, floating on water and not air.
Real quick, roll an intimidation check against
Stone Spruce?
Stone Spruce specifically.
Okay. No,
I'll give you advantage.
I
Since
don't
you
need
did
advantage.
Save his life. Okay.
not 20.
Oh, buddy. You lock eyes with him as you say that, and he kind of like stares at you. His eyes go like wider and wider, and then he just like looks away, and he doesn't meet your gaze anymore. You can see him like drumming his hand on the table, like clearly thinking hard.
To me, you have a few options here as council members. One is lock us all away. Let the world forget our names. Let us rot in ourselves and let us pay for what we've done. If you are to do that, mind you, looking around the room, I don't think all of us are to blame for that, so perhaps going easy on the ones who are not at fault.
At this, the representative of the Black Deep Mining Co. stands. I believe is the Furball. Or the Hyena Man. I don't know. The dog one. How do we know? Or what? God damn it. What did you say?
Their one option is to let us all rot in ourselves, but perhaps go easy on the ones who didn't do anything.
What are you implying? Are you saying only one of you is at fault here?
Well, I'm not going to say anything until you come up with your decision, of course. If you want to know the whole truth and nothing but the truth, I can tell you that, but I want to lay out your options first.
He stands once again. I am interested in the truth.
Well, I'll tell you it. But your second option. Exile us. Let us go on our merry way. We will never see the city of Cloudheim again. And you'll never see our face again. To you, we're dead. So, option 1 and option 2 are pretty much the same thing. We're dead to you either way. We're going to go... I can promise you where we're going to go next. And I look around to the group. We're going to the Breath of Souls. Whether it takes us a week or a day depends on how much help you can give us. And
So, at this, the representative of the Dandruin Livery Conglomerate stands. Bright white suit, well-groomed, finely trimmed beard.
Did we recognize him at all?
You see, the problem we presented earlier, Stone Spruce, Tree Singer, and myself all believe you are possibly allies of the cultist movement, and so exiling you would simply not be enough. That is why we will be voting, and hopefully some of the other members here will be voting to see you locked up in prison for good.
well, I really hope you talk to your Stone Spruce fellow over there, because I'm pretty sure that if I was a member of the cultists, he'd still be dead. And I looked directly at him with, like, the intimidating glare that I gave him the first time.
He is not. He's just literally looking at the table and not looking up.
If you truly believe that we're allied with the cultists, being as powerful as we are, you don't think the cultists would take that lying down, do you? Surely the cultists' attacks would continue.
How can we prove to you that we are not part of the cult of the Magseer?
We believe the cultists, having stolen the book, no longer have any use for the city. And at this, Tree Singer looks about over at the Andrew livery conglomerate representative. Perhaps if more trouble is caused by your captivity, a new vote will be held as to whether to end you once and for all.
There's no guarantee that there won't be more trouble from the cultists within your city if we're locked up.
Well,
See, you can talk to the guard, or talk to the captain of their ship who's in your prison cells right now. They were at the docks below the city to try and pick up some sort of contact. She said that it was going to be a rushed delivery or a rushed pickup, but their ship never made it because we blew it out of the sky. The wreckage is probably somewhere down in these mountains below you. Now see, if Twill's stone has gone missing and the book he guarded has gone missing, my guess is that he took the book and was the person they were supposed to pick up. Which, if there was no ship to pick him up, he may still be in the city, and likely they have a fleet of 80 airships. They're probably going to send one here, if not multiples. We want to prevent that if we can.
Roll another persuasion check.
23.
Council members look at each other. The DLC representative stands once again. Well, I, for one, have heard enough. Unless you have anything important to say, I say be off with you and let us decide.
Again, how can we prove to you that we are not part of the cult? What will it take for us to prove that to you?
At this point, there's nothing we can do. Those who have their minds made up have it made up.
But for
Can you
those of you
produce
that are
the book?
questioning- Which book?
History of Cloudheim?
we can at least
We
try.
can try and find it, but not if we're locked in a jail cell. We can try and search the city to see if Twill is still here. We can try and head them off to the Breath of Souls. We can try, but not if we're in your jail cell.
Tree Singer stands and the conglomerate representative sits. Tree Singer looks at each of you. We will approach every option with fresh eyes. What you have said is certainly something to consider.
Can I insight check him again?
Sure.
23.
He is definitely rethinking his previous position. He's feeling a bit more suspicious towards Stone Spruce and Livery Conglomerate representative. He's shaken. Okay. We will look at every option with fresh eyes. You've given us much to consider. Unless you have anything else? He points towards the door and sits.
We would like to apologize for our indiscretion. We truly mean you no harm. We bear no ill will against this city. We only want to do right by you. Please, if you can find it within your hearts, forgive us. I'm gonna use my other inspiration for that. It's worse. 14.
14. At this, the Dandruin livery conglomerate representative just kind of scoffs. Of course I should say that. She probably did it.
I'll pull out the writs of clemency that we have from the city of Cloudheim and say, as a measure of goodwill, I'll return these to you.
Hush kind of falls over. Tree Singer stands and reaches for it.
And can I reach up and hand it to him?
Yeah. What exactly was it again?
The writs of clemency from the city of Cloudheim so that we could go into the sewers and use violence and question people and whatnot.
Okay.
Just the permissions and freedoms they give us in the city.
Okay. Takes it and examines it. Kind of sets it to the side in front of the table. On the table in front of him. Nods. You will be summoned for the outcome. In some time we must deliberate. This is not an easy decision. You've had quite an impact on our city. And this is not something any of us, and they all look around, you can see they all have quite stern faces, except for Stone Spruce, who's still just staring at the table. You are noticing he's glancing up at Luke every now and then, and just he checks his pulse to make sure he's still alive or his heart's beating.
Before we leave, the one thing I have to say. At the end of the day, the only thing that we've been with you is honest. You brought us before you because we did you wrong. And we have not said one lie here. We have told you the truth. And we have come forward and apologized. Yes, we did something that was wrong. But we're not standing here trying to tell you it wasn't us. We're not trying to tell you that we did something completely different. We're telling you the truth. And let us, if you have any questions for us, know that we will be honest with our answers.
Roll a persuasion check.
24.
Hell no. Except for Stone Spruce, who's still kind of he checks his pulse once again, looks at you.
I just, as I'm talking to everybody, I'm doing this, and then I do the side glare right at Stone Spruce.
He's gonna kill me. Okay.
The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away.
Oh, shit. Alright, you are taken away. Back to the prison. Back to your comfy little cell. The door is locked behind you. The manacles and on your wrists and your ankles are removed before the door is closed and locked.
At the prison?
At the prison.
Okay. As the guards are walking away, guards, can I actually ask a favor of you?
The two who are locking up the cell door turn and look towards you.
Can I trust you to accomplish a favor?
They look at each other and then at you. Depends on what it is. I'm friend of your group, so, you know, I have some appreciation for the sanctum. What can I do?
All I need is for you to, you know a man named Brody around here, the boatswain.
Aye.
I need you to go find him, and I need you to make sure that he's working on our ship.
We kind of look at each other and then back at you. Yeah, I can probably get that message to him.
Can you?
Sure.
Can you bring this with you?
What's that?
And I grab my money sack.
How much?
Is it heavy?
It's a little heavy. Just heavy enough, you know? Nobody wants it that heavy.
How much?
It's got, I mean, there's small bits and pieces in it, but I'm gonna pull out my money sack, pull out all the bits and pieces that I can just shove in my backpack or something, and I'm gonna leave 190 platinum in it.
Why are you giving the guard?
All right.
Bring this to Brody.
Can I insight check while he's doing this?
What's that?
Can I insight check the guard while he's doing this?
Sure.
16.
Unless Luke is trying to hide it from
I'm not trying to hide it. I'm being wide open about this.
16.
And what were you inciting the guard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, is he actually gonna do this?
You can tell the guard is like his interest is piqued, and he's very interested to check out the contents of this pouch. But he takes it and seems to be in good faith.
As I'm handing it to him, I reach in and I grab a couple plat and I hand, because there's 2 guards, right?
Yeah.
I hand 1 plat to each guard and say, delivery charge, of course.
Their eyes both like go wide. They're fucking like staring at this 10 gold piece. Like, it's a lot of money.
Take this to Brody and tell him to start getting to work on our ship.
Roll a persuasion check.
20.
All right. They both look at you, nod, look at each other, nod. Aye. Anything for you? Anything for the sanctum? They kind of like salute you, lock the door, and then leave.
I nod my head.
Anything else? You're just awaiting the outcome?
Make the world economy.
Waiting some judgment.
Yep.
Alright, I gotta use the bathroom.
I mean, to be fair, we needed to pay him, 2,000 gold to repair the ship?
Was it 2,000 or was it
Or
6?
6,000?
It was 6 total,
Yeah,
I need something to get him started.
but it was 2,000.
exactly. And
Was
I
it 2,000
realized,
for the get-go?
yeah, I think it was 2,000 from the get-go, which we hadn't given to him yet.
Yeah. But theoretically, he said he was already going to get working
Right.
the day before.
But get him some money in his pocket, and I bet it'll get done faster. Or at least be able to get done as far as him being able to go buy parts and things like that. As long as the guards are trustworthy, which I think they are. Depends on the guards.
They might sneak a few plat out of there.
Well, that's why I gave them 2 of it already.
Yeah. Better than it could have gone,
Yep.
at the very least.
way more pay. Here, here, Doss.
Hashtag NPCs are people too.
That's right. NPCs are people too.
Yogurt totally deserves a raise.
He does.
I mean, Yogurt's on the council. I bet he's making bank. I'd hope. Then again, hashtag defund the police, so, you know.
Oh.
If we can get him the liaison position, convince the uppers of the Ivory Sanctum, like, hey, we need a liaison in Cloudheim. Like, maybe we can do something for him.
I need to go pee.
When Luke returns, we will continue with the return of the guards.
I'm so sad about that last persuasion check. Like, I was
What, the
rolling so
23?
good. No, the 14. I guess the second to last.
Oh, yeah. Against.
Douchebags.
14. I fart on 14s.
Like, there was funny. No. Right there.
Your dog wants to go to bed.
She laying by the door.
Yeah.
No.
My phone's at 1% life, so let's hope one more.
Why?
1%.
Yeah, and my character sheet's on my phone, so
Can you screenshot it and send it to the...
I mean, it's multiple pages. I at least know my basic skills that I need to know.
That's fair.
It's actually perception 7, so no.
Nope. There's too much going on. Okay. So, the guards return. Same amount. They bind your wrists and your ankles. Your group is once again at the head, and they escort you back to the council chambers. You return to the stage. After your group takes a seat, guards surrounding you on all sides, still manacled. Your group stands. By overwhelming vote of 5-2, we have voted to exile you until the return of the history of Cloudheim. We would give you supplies, and we will give you aid to an extent. We have in mind, he kind of grins a little bit, a crew.
Indeed.
And we have been informed of your recent purchase of an airship. Badly in need of repair, it seems. We were told Brody is apparently your shipwright. We have sent word, and supplies have been loaded onto your ship for the repair and upkeep.
When are we to leave the city?
You will be escorted back to your guild hall. You will be given the night to prepare, and come dawn tomorrow, you'll be taken to your ship. However, I have discovered, after much research, the possibility for clemency in another way.
How?
It's called the Trial of Mook. You'll be hurled into the Great Hole. You will fall down to the Undermuck and be left with only your natural ability. Should you escape, you are free and will gain clemency. If you never return, clearly you are damned.
And who would all drop down this hole into this?
Whoever volunteers.
So
Second.
Is this something we need to do before we leave on our airship, or?
This would simply grant you clemency, and you would no longer be outlaws here.
So, are there any repercussions if we quit?
What is that?
We'll probably die, but
where's this hole located?
Near the center of Cloudheim.
How far into the Undermuck does it drop?
Is this like some Dark Knight Rises?
Yes.
I believe
Shit.
you are familiar with the location of the Devourers below. Do you remember the great drop from above? That's where you'll be going. What's that?
It's only a few hundred feet drop, isn't it?
Yeah, only a few hundred feet.
Like 200 or 300 feet?
It's like 500. It's pretty deep. It's like the very bottom of Undermuck.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Like, light only goes down that hole at noon, like when the sun is like right above and is able to shine all the way down.
So, question here though. If one of us were to do this task, are you still willing to give us aid in our search for the book?
Even you will be receiving the aid you have now, regardless of whether you gain clemency or not.
So so we do this. We're square. We're all okay.
Yep.
We don't do this, and we're outlaws unless we bring the book back.
You do this, slate is clean, and perhaps we'll revisit the amount of aid we are supplying you with.
As much as I'd like to, I don't think I can survive.
If only one person has to, right?
If one of you makes it, you gain the clemency.
I didn't get a full night's sleep. There's no way in hell I'm doing this.
I probably could. Okay, so what are the exact specifications of this challenge?
You will be stripped of all weapons, and armor. So you'll be dropped into the hole with a single parachute. It will see you safely to the bottom. From there, you must exit through the doors on the eastern side of Undermuck. That's where the entrance and exit was by the Rats Enclave.
Okay.
The Super Rats Enclave.
My phone just
You
died.
don't have to climb.
Can I see I need a monster manual.
So you just have to go through some doors, hide out some
The
things.
monster manual. Monster.
Well, would the person be given the key to get through those gates?
Well, of course.
I mean,
How difficult is it to get through the Undermuck? I haven't been there.
Oh, it's a nightmarish hellscape.
So it's like a maze?
Yes.
How long do you think it would take to get through that maze?
Took us 6 hours,
Yeah,
more or less.
never mind. Yeah,
With a guide.
Yeah.
We have to go through the gate. We can't go back up through the hole.
Aye.
You sure?
Aye.
Okay, but what if
I'm sure a member of the Ivory Sanctum.
you can
Heroes as
find
you are.
another way out and then make it back in next to the gates and can exit through the gates?
The point of the challenge is that you make it through the harrowing of the Undermuck and prove you are of chosen worth to the city.
I'm tempted.
I mean, but you've never been there either.
Do it. Right, so he doesn't know how horrible it is.
Right.
But the reward could be worth it.
The thing is, without my sword, there's not a whole lot I can do.
Because that's your magical implement.
I mean,
I can do quite a bit, but
like, fists are
You still
fairly
need your
strong.
magical implement.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, there's a couple materials that I can stuff in my pockets. But even then, I'm not going to be able to get in and out. If it's a 6-hour journey to go from where we're being dropped, there's no way in hell I'm getting through that. Plus, I don't even have dark vision.
I'm really tempted.
I mean, do you think you can survive
Without a weapon?
without a weapon?
I feel like I could punch some things.
Yeah, but at the same time, you also are not exactly skilled at taking damage.
No.
I'm quite capable of dealing with not having, weapons or armor.
Do you think you could do it, Fluff?
I mean, it's quite possible. I'd prefer if we just took our ship and left, but if we really, really want clemency in this way, I could probably do it.
And possibly further aid.
Yeah, further aid might also be helpful in this situation, and obviously, Yogru has gone through quite a bit of work figuring this out for us.
I mean, if we return with the book, we're set either way.
That's true. And we don't put anybody's life at risk.
If people really, really want clemency, immediately I can go down to the Undermuck and come back through those doors. But
Clemency isn't even that exciting or reward anymore.
honestly, I'd just as soon be done with this place.
Yeah, that's where I'm sort of at. Let's go get the book, bring it back, and we'll be good. This seems like a task that is not difficult or impossible for all of us, but putting one person's life at risk is a lot worse, because then at that point we might as well just be, we have no idea, there's no way for us to help you, and we're a group.
And we didn't say it only had to be one of you.
I mean,
You could all go down as a group.
even then, like, I'm not...
I'll take Osland with me.
And Dio!
I mean, Dio would probably be jumping at the bones to do this.
I wish he was here.
Like,
Unarmed strikes.
What about Zuvala and Taka? Can we just throw all of them down there too?
Yeah, let's do that.
Have
Zuvala,
to get on a little
Taka,
side mission.
Zuvala got lightning. Long time ago.
Oh. Well, Taka, Oslin.
Taka also got lightning a while ago.
Oh.
But you do still have Oslan and Dio.
Yeah, but Dio will be back.
It's true. I hope.
I mean, not necessarily. We could, if we just throw them down right now.
Not if we
not
get him
come back.
killed this episode.
wow, that would be a dick move.
I mean, okay, let's be honest here. This type of thing, Dio would be jumping out to do. I'm just saying, like...
I think he'd probably be on the fence. He may even do it being young and...
Right, that's my
eager.
thought.
Fluff was sent here to help along the Ivory Sanctum, this branch of it, to further their goals. If the people here think that this is how we should further their goals, she will go down to the Undermuck and come back through those doors. She, however, herself thinks that we should just, GTFO.
I don't want it. This place sucks.
Instead of potentially getting someone injured or killed, we should take the next day to focus on healing up, making
Yep.
sure we're prepared to go.
Yeah, I think we'll pass.
Like, if I could have just dimension door back up, like, by all means.
Yeah. We'll bring you
Your
back...
brute puts his hands on the council table in front of him and, leans forward. Listen to me. You do this. You're clean. All you've got to do is make your way out of the Undermuck. You've been there before. Take the opportunity.
Can I insight check this?
Yes.
I think it's an 18. 23.
He really, really, really wants you to do this.
Yes, but why? Why do
Can't-
you want us to go so badly?
I
I appreciate that you want our names cleared, but if it's at risk of death...
The things you have done for Cloudheim. The city owes you. The city knows. It lives and breathes. The mountain. It's a living thing around us.
Can I read this, the rules of this thing real quick?
He shakes it, but just let him finish his speech, man.
I'm interjecting.
We don't have them with us right now, but I can certainly show them to you if you're interested.
I'm interested.
Oh, excellent. Well, let's get you over to the hall then.
No. I'm interested in reading the rules.
You don't trust us?
No, I do trust you, but just like you found a loophole, I want to see if I can find one.
Alright, he sends for somebody to go get the book. Anyway, what was he saying? Where do you want us to go down? Cloudheim is a living, breathing city.
Yep, the mountain is living.
It has seen what you've done. It knows your intent, like I do. Take the challenge. The city will see you safe. The Undermuck is part of the city. It will see you don't come to harm.
Fuck it, I'll do it.
Alright, Orphan steps forward. What do you say?
I'm not gonna let one person go alone. I'll go down too.
At this point, like, I've known you all for a very short amount of time. Really making much of a difference.
I want to read this book first, and then I'll decide.
Orphan.
Look. Just, like, you've all traveled as a group? As a
Incredulous.
newbie? Makes sense.
I already said that I'm not going to let one person go alone.
I do feel like if the two of them are going, Dia would be it.
Yeah, Dio steps forward. Osland steps forward.
Osland can fuck off.
He already stepped forward.
Someone lightning him.
At the
Stormbringer.
very least. Eventually
Trying to
you'll get
kill him?
Hopefully.
Get that
Oh
spell
my.
there. At the very least, we should read through these rules and see if there's any advantage we can glean. The Undermuck has tried to kill us in the past.
I'm nothing if not
How are you
wise.
so certain?
The courier returns, book in hand,
Protect
breathing
us.
hard, face red, and the ancient volume is presented open face. Your group turns to the page and sets it down on the ground in front of you.
Wait, what does it say?
You read it and roll an investigation check.
Okay.
Get a natural one.
No, I didn't, but I'm gonna use my last point of inspiration. Investigation is intelligence.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is this in a spot where we can all read it?
Math 20.
Yes.
Alright. Upon your investigation, reading through the page in a language flowery with dated words,
Yep.
but still you're able to make out a clear message. Everything Yorgrid has said seems spot on.
So, the language specifically says that
Without weapons or armor,
without weapons or armor,
and to
and
be thrown into the hole.
thrown into the hole.
The parachute is not mentioned, but that's given to you.
Okay. The exit must be.
Through the easternmost exit in the Undermuck.
Okay. And that's it?
Yeah.
I'm down. Don't need any weapons.
So then we're all
So Luke, like you're crouching down, you like read through the passage, like think about it, reread the passage, stand up, step back next to the other four, say, I'm in.
Can I read the thing for shits?
Yeah, you take a step forward, read it.
And it only says we're not allowed armor or weapons.
Yep.
Could I bring any healer's kits with me? In case someone
No.
gets injured.
No equipment either.
It doesn't say that. It says no.
Don't be a fool.
I'm just saying. It says no
Luke.
weapons, no armor.
Could I bring a
Don't
keepsake
be a
with me?
fool.
I'm not saying about being a fool. I'm just saying no weapons, no armor is what it says in the rules.
Could I bring a token with me?
Present it for inspection.
I pull out my instrument.
I'll need to grab it from our guild hall.
We'll inspect them before we throw you below.
I set it down in front of him.
I doubt that'll be allowed.
Not a weapon.
Can be used as a weapon.
You want me to hit you over the head with that?
Probably harder than your fists.
No, it's
Softy.
You're funny.
You deserve that.
I do
So
deserve
what,
that.
are they going to do some sort of arcane pat down before we get thrown in?
According to the rules, it says no weapons and no armor.
And no equipment.
That's not what it says, sir.
It's implied.
It's not what it says.
It's implied.
It's not what it says, sir.
Okay, I guess we won't give you a parachute either.
I don't need the parachute.
Yeah, one of us do need the parachute.
It's not the point.
I want to go over and smack you on the head.
Can we have an hour or two to prepare in our guild hall?
Sure.
Can we make a deal?
Aye.
Oh my god.
If all of us
Wait. You've already agreed to the terms.
No.
Carry on.
Your terms say no weapon, no armor, and now you're saying it's implied that there's no equipment. So I want to make a deal. One quick deal for you. There's how many of us going? And I count. There's 6 of us, right? Yeah, 6. Can you allow one bag for the 6 of us?
No.
Any essentials, anything that we might need?
No.
Just one bag. That's all I'm asking.
No.
A belt pouch.
How about a ration each?
God, you're gonna get our fucking offer taken away from us.
You can't take this offer away.
Are you sure about that?
Okay, he takes this offer away.
They can
Okay, but-
they seem to be able to take up the rules as they go. Don't
Right.
say they can't do something.
But if they take the offer away, then at that point we're just gonna get sent out of the city anyways.
It was clearly left deliberately vague.
How about
Uh,
one belt pouch for all 6 of us?
You will have till the morning. Roll.
25.
Bitch.
thank you, Jonathan, by the way.
Fine. You can bring a belt pouch, but it'll still be inspected before you leave.
Sounds great. I appreciate your service.
Whatever.
What time?
Please, guards, escort them back to the guild hall. You will all be escorted to the hall in the morning. Good luck.
I grab my lyre. Yeah, bring it with me.
The guards escort you back to your guild hall through the streets. There's a mingle of cheers and boos in the crowd as you are led through the streets of Cloudheim. More cheers than boos, but
Can I, as we're going down, be cheering on all the cheers and laughing at all the boos?
yeah,
Like doing a performance type thing,
Yeah.
making us all look better than we actually are.
yeah, we'll have a performance check.
32.
All right. Luke puts on a great show, turning many of the scowls and boos into chuckles and smiles, and emboldening those who cheer. as you pass down the streets. By the time you get to the guild hall, a small crowd has kind of gathered, and everybody's cheering, "Ivory Sanctum, Ivory Sanctum, Ivory Sanctum." The guards take up positions outside the exit to the guild hall courtyard. 6 remaining escort you inside. Your groups did not join them. You're taken inside the guild hall. 2 guards stand at the doorway. 2 guards go inside, one standing at the upstairs entrance, one standing at the downstairs entrance. And then the other 2 guards begin to patrol the interior. You are left to do as you will.
Yep.
The captain who's in charge simply says, "Don't leave the premises. We will take you out at morning. All your manacles and everything are released."
Once we're in the guild hall, I'm gonna go to probably my room and shut the door. And then I'm gonna take out my smithing tools and start trying to remove the stone out of the hilt of my sword.
Alright. Roll, I guess that'd be like a strength check. Add your proficiency.
I think that's a 9. Like, I will spend the entire night working on this if I have to.
Will you forego your long rest to continue attempts?
I mean, this is still pretty early in the day, right? Because we woke up at dawn and it was a few hours.
Yeah.
So can I spend the better part of the day working at it and then see where I'm at?
I mean, your first check is you working on it for the majority of the day.
Oh, okay. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna Tides of Chaos this. And that's a 13. So I don't know that it makes a difference.
I don't know. Does that just give you advantage?
Yeah.
And then I get to make you roll on the wild magic too.
Yes. If you choose.
I'm gonna save it. I'm pretty sure I have like 4 right now.
Thank you.
They reset every long rest though.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Fine.
Do I get anything with a 13?
Try as you might, you cannot undo your hard work getting that gem in there.
Okay, I'm gonna go over and see what Mira's up to. Do you have a belt pouch out?
Yes. It's literally part of my...
I'm gonna...
So, you knock on her door.
Yeah.
Mira.
I'll stop and open it.
I've got a few things for that belt pouch.
Okay.
And I hold out my hand. And it is a piece of iron, a stick of incense, and a caterpillar cocoon. So literally, I'm like the smallest piece of iron that I own, the small little caterpillar cocoon, and maybe a half a stick of incense that obviously has been burnt off of a little bit, but it's like just a half a stick. And I'm like, this is all I need. You want to put that in the belt pouch?
Sure.
Are you stressed out at all about this?
Oh yeah.
Do you need any help or anything? You doing alright?
I mean, you cast spells. You know that you need some sort of focus to be able to channel that energy. Well, for me, it's this stone. So if I can't bring my sword with me, then I am severely handicapped. Hoping that if I can get it out of the hilt of my sword, that they'll let me bring it with me.
Do you think heating up the blade would be helpful?
Maybe?
Let's go somewhere other than your room to get this done.
Back downstairs! I wrote stuff about it down.
So Mira and Luke are going to head downstairs to the freshly repaired workroom. You open the recently repaired and replaced door, and there's the similar stone slab, this one made of like a pure black stone, like an obsidian type thing, but seems harder. Like it wouldn't chip or break off quite as easily.
Challenge accepted.
You enter into the room.
Do you have any tools of which that you can touch a red hot blade?
I'll pull out my smith's tools.
The guards kind of like look in the room as they walk by.
At this point, I pull out another little piece of iron. Strike it with a flame with prestidigitation and let it catch a little fire, and then I'm going to cast heat metal on the blade.
I mean, the blade itself doesn't have anything to do with the hilt.
Right. I mean, you can at least remove it from the hilt then. Is it hilt metal?
Yeah.
So I'll do it to the
hilt.
Yeah.
Blade.
Yeah.
So what are you attempting to make it more malleable?
So let me read exactly what the description of the spell is. Choose a manufactured metal object such as a metal weapon or a suit of heavy or medium metal armor that you can see. You choose the object to glow red hot. So my thought is, A, it's growing red hot, so therefore it is expanding. Right?
Right.
And also then becomes a little bit more malleable that then at that point you can reach in and grab the stone, which is not heating up. It's, I mean, theoretically it would be because it's there, but...
Alright, so with this assist check that you're rolling,
a 10.
That's what you need. You have advantage, which lets you roll again.
What? No, I already got it. Because now you have advantage. All I needed was a 10.
Yeah, but you have an inspiration die. Motherfucker. I mean, I got a 7.
Wait. Make that a 14. I cheer her on.
Like, it's a strength thing, not a dex thing, to try and nimbly get the stone out.
If you're using your tools, I mean, it's no, because you don't have to worry about how quick it's taking. It's like getting the pick in there, leveraging it, and popping it out. And with the heat metal, it's making it easier for you to do.
So 14 then.
14. Unfortunately, even with the heat metal, making it more malleable, unless you are looking to completely destroy the handle in an attempt to retrieve the gem.
I mean, it can't be completely destroyed. Because the weapon itself is unbreakable as part of the enchantment. It can just be bent.
I don't know if the heat metal would do anything then.
Okay.
But it can be bent, right?
Yeah, it just says it's unbreakable.
So it would become unwieldable.
Is it something that mending could fix?
No.
Good try.
Yeah. You know what? Let's do it.
All right. The pommel and the crossguard are just mushed and crushed and sliced by the crowbar as you attempt to wield your pincers and wedge the crowbar deeper and deeper into the heart of your weapon. Roll one more time.
Both of us?
Sure, yeah. See if you assist again.
Natty 20.
Alright, roll, you have advantage.
Plus plus 6 from my bardic inspiration.
24.
Alright. Weapon crushed.
It's just the hilt
Still-
is crushed, right?
Yeah, the
Like the
blade,
blade's
the upper
fine.
blade part is fairly untouched. Maybe like a nick here and there near the base
Like-
by the crossguard. But
I'm
it's
assuming
mostly...
that the unbreakable is mostly the blade itself.
It's a reference to the entire weapon. It's considered a single piece.
Okay.
So the handle is just like you can't even get a grip on it. Probably like even parts of it would cut your hand up if you try to hold on to it because it's so like just mushed and nicked here and there. The crossguard as well. Parts of it have just been like flattened out. But you have your gem. You can feel its magic, your connection with the powers that be.
Do you by chance have a small chain on you?
A chain?
Like for a necklace?
I only have the one that I'm using. I have rope. Make something out of that, maybe.
What time would it be at this point?
It's probably like 6 p.m. What's everybody else doing?
Let's see. That magic item vendor's not still out in the courtyard, is he? Or is he?
He would have
probably
been there,
gone?
but having seen the escort and the crowd, they kind of like push him out of the way as the crowd kind of like surrounds the entry exit to the guild courtyard. And
Gotcha.
yeah, he kind of moves off down the street.
Then Fluff will probably spend a decent portion of kind of up on the roof, just whiling the day away. A bit of a nap in the sun, playing her little stringed instrument.
Alright.
Just whiling the day away until the trials to come.
Orphan, what's your plan? What are you doing?
I want to meditate again, light a few candles, commune with the fiend, and then go to bed, probably.
Are you using the commune spell or just like doing a religion
No,
check?
like a meditation.
Okay.
With the rest of my evening, other than eating dinner, because I should probably do that.
Yeah.
Is there a crowd outside of the gates cheering us on or anything?
Not anymore. They've dispersed by this point.
Never
Oh,
mind.
yeah, I should leave too.
Never mind. Then I'm just gonna have dinner, relax a little bit, and I'm gonna get a full night's sleep tonight because I didn't last night.
Good deal.
Guys, we played through like over a day in a single like night.
Crazy. I'm going to put the stone in my belt pouch.
As well as my stuff.
Yep, and Luke's stuff. And then I'll go upstairs and ask one of the guards, would you be willing to fetch me something from the city, if possible? Or send someone to do it?
What could you possibly need?
Just a small silver chain.
For?
And I'll pull out the stone. Say, this was a charm that my mother gave me long ago. I've carried with me every day since. I'd like to take it with me, but...
The guy kind of looks at you and like looks at the gem and nods his head. I can get you the chain, but can't promise I'll let you take that down there. It's not up to me.
I understand.
You pay for it, probably a few silver.
I'll hand him 5 gold.
Player characters ruining the economy.
I'll get on that in the morning. I'll get it to you before they come to take you away.
I appreciate it. Just a simple silver chain will do.
Do you want it long or shorter?
You can get a choker.
I suppose long enough so that I can keep it close to my heart.
Very well. Guard goes off, continuing his patrol. Alright, so did we do your orphan?
Yeah, he's meditating.
Meditating, right. Okay. Meditating, you helped and then they had dinner, got a full night's sleep.
So do you want to prostitute?
Dio probably convinced the guard to give him one last prostitute. Oslin would probably go do something.
Oslin things?
Yeah, like try to commune with
Whatever data
Dragon.
he doesn't follow.
yeah. Alright. We'll leave it there for the evening. Pick up next week with the dawning of the new day and see what happens when we're thrown down into the undermuck.
Again.
Next episode is the Crest of Darkness campaign, which starts at 6 p.m. next Tuesday it'll go to about 9. And then next episode of the Ivory Sanctum campaign will begin at 11 p.m. that night to about 2 or 3 in the morning.
Alrighty.
We're all rolled out.
God, I'm back to work next Tuesday.
Actually, Becky, you do my
I'll say for the rest of my night, instead of using mending to soften the edges on the hilt of the sword, I'm going to use smith's tools to file them down and see if I can repair it at all.
Alright. We can work on reconstruction.
Yep.